Hey everybody, it's Michael with Bay Area Hiking Guides, giving that information, that knowledge to go out there and hike with confidence. We're going to talk about what oaks are telling us in the winter months. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk all about hiking in the Bay Area, all kinds of cool stuff. We talk about spiritual stuff about hiking. We talk about nature. And we get deeper into things that we didn't even know existed. So we're going to talk about the secrets of oaks and what we can learn from oaks in the winter. This is going more into a personal feeling because you can really pick up a lot of cool insight from oak trees. So there's a lot that we can learn from these trees in the wintertime and kind of reflect on in a more deeper approach with us in mind. A lot of people mention to me, and I get this quite a bit when I go on hikes with people or just friends and family in general. They go, why are you so intrigued with oak trees? What is it that it's making you want to learn more about them? I don't know if I really have an exact fact answer to that. It's kind of, I've been drawn to them for quite some time. And I do understand their unique healing properties and healing abilities that oak trees have, not just with, being a substantial provider to the community around them. I mean, there's no other tree in the Northern Hemisphere that puts out more to the community around it than an oak. And the only thing that can come close is pines. And that's pretty fascinating and amazing stuff. And I think that the oak trees themselves have the same potential to not only provide to the community around them, but also to provide unique inner healing to us. Fall does a lot of things. It acts as a unique way to change its color for the deciduous oaks. This goes for the Garryanas, the Calagiais, the Labatas, the Douglasii, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, as they lose their leaves. Now, there is evergreen oaks, so there's oaks that don't lose their leaves every year and drop them all and then rebirth, although they do lose leaves. Bella, that's enough. This is a serious discussion. When the deciduous oaks lose all their leaves, like especially if you look at the Batas or if you look at the black oaks, the Calagii, the incredible thing that we can see from this is the leaves are making that transition. Now, it's not just oaks that make this incredible transition, because there's a lot of other deciduous trees, that we have around here, like the big leaf maples, making this colorful display of leaves all around us. And it's like, wow, this is really fascinating. Especially like still now, some of the blue oaks have their leaves still on them, and they kind of turn like a browny goldish color. It turns more goldy, orangey look to it when the sun starts going down. You can really see it show itself. And then they eventually lose all their leaves. So it's a pretty remarkable transition to watch. This is all taking place. So if we can reflect on this on our own self, you're seeing this happen. You're seeing this take place. And it's like all that stuff that's piling up, all these leaves that are going through the course of the year, from spring to summer, and it's all collecting. And we've got to let all that go, right? So the oaks are doing that, because if they were to hold on all these leaves, and their tree was never to let their leaves go, not one, nothing, it would never ever let a leaf go, there could be a variety of different problems there. So if a Labata never let its leaves go, it can start losing branches, and eventually those branches would snap off, and it would be during a time of the year where the insects are more prominent, like spring or summer, and then it would create decay, and you can go into a whole world of different problems. So that design in itself is to allow the weight to go off its shoulders and then rebuild in new leaves and start the process all over again. It's pretty remarkable how these leaves come into play and what happens during this course. And certain leaves are doing certain things, and certain leaves look different than other leaves. And the leaf in itself, if it's lower down below, it'll create spikes, even though the leaf doesn't have spikes, it's just lobed to prevent things from eating the leaves down below like deer. It's the act of letting go. We have all been through this crazy 2020 year, this crazy upside down cake that we've experienced in 2020, and now we're pushing into 2021. Letting go, and now we're in the state of winter, and what happens within winter, what's currently going on in winter with these trees, is there's no more leaves. So now it's, with the deciduous trees, showing its grand display, its skeletal structure. Everything is visible. So you're seeing how the complex format of the structure of the tree, like let's say a giant labada would be, where it's 50 to 100 feet tall, and how it's showing its grand display and all these branches shooting out in different directions. You can see the semi-parasitic mistletoe that's latched on of its host receiving its own photosynthesis, so that's why it's semi. And this is stuff that's just incredibly fascinating because not a lot of people actually show their true selves. We always put this mask in front of us, and we don't reveal who we truly are a lot of times. So this is that moment where the oak is expressing a sense of hidden truth and showing everything from a grand gesture that we can learn from as our own human society. To be open and to be ourselves and to be expressive and to stand out and to be bold and speak for somebody else and do things that you're afraid to do, because right now, every year, this time of year, the deciduous oaks show us this. And it is such an amazing display. So I ask you, when you're out there on your hikes, enjoying yourself, a lot of us kind of get caught up in the whole idea of you got to speed through a hike and get from point A to point B in a rapid amount of time. A lot of us kind of get trapped in that mindset when there are some times that you should just take a hike and just kind of slow down. It's the same with photography. Really, really admire the beauty within an oak tree and its presenting itself, and sense of being bold, and a sense of just expressiveness more internally. You look at the bark structure, you look at the whole full skeletal structure of these trees, and you start seeing these hidden flaws, these hidden things that you weren't able to see, and now that it's revealed behind all those leaves, and you see the same thing that's you see all the other trees. Maybe if it's a big forest of oaks, you can see all the other trees between one oak, and you're just vice versa. So this is a time of being where you can really, really be present with yourself and admire these flaws with the oak, right? Admire these breaks in the branches or cavities here and there, the semi-parasitic mistletoe that's clinging on to its host, that being one being the oak tree, and still receiving its own photosynthesis. That's why it's semi-parasitic. So these are things that we can really admire, because the flaws that we have within ourselves, these little hidden things, are actually just unique parts of us that make us who we are, and that's what we should admire, because we get so caught up in our flaws. Example and expressive part of the oak tree right now at this current time, the deciduous oak trees that are showing themselves and revealing themselves and saying, hey, check me out, and look at the way I express myself when the sun's going down. Look at the way that I'm built and these hidden little flaws within me, and look at that within yourself, and those are the parts of you that make you who you are. We can always improve. We all have flaws, and that's all just a part of human nature. So be creative, be bold, stand up for somebody else if need be, stand up for yourself, and be a better person, and don't get all caught up in all this mumbo jumbo with you needing to be perfect, you know. If you ever watch TV, you notice that TV is always showing something about, you know, making you look beautiful. Like, oh, you've got to get this makeup, or you've got to get this hair product, or you have to, you know, go in and get, you know, get this or that, or have the surgery done so you look, you know, you look better, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And there's a lot more to it than that, because who you are and your unique ability is what makes you special. When someone reveals their story to you, and let's say they release all their leaves and they reveal their story to you, it's a magnificent display, an act of trust. When the leaves fall to the ground, it's the same to us. When we let all that stuff go, it's benefiting us, it's creating us with who we are, and it's welcoming us to even be more more us, and to have a better life forward. Leaves, they go into the soil, they're helping with mushrooms, or they're helping with other living things, or they're creating a sustainable living for the environment around them. This sweater was made and crafted by my wife. It takes a process of time to make, just like the oaks take a process to create the acorn. And this is just absolutely stunningly beautiful. And if I was to, you know, have her make it for me, and she comes to me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I made a mistake. You know, oh man, I messed up. I got to redo it." Let's just stop. If you make a mistake, it's actually a unique symbol of this is yours. This is something that you made, and I want there to be mistakes, right? I want there to be little flaws, because that's what makes this sweater what it is, and nothing will ever be the same. Nothing can replicate that. So I love the fact that it has mistakes. I'm so embraced by that. You know, Bob Walker used to have a white sweater. I've seen a picture with Bob Walker in a white sweater, and I'm like, yeah. Willing to hear your guys' stories. If you want to talk about anything, you're more than welcome to put it down below, or contact me individually. Of you just going out and spending 15-20 minutes with an oak tree, and tell me what you pick up on. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. Just, you know, go out the door. There are oaks all over the place. And just to be with that oak tree and tell me what you're picking up on, because I'm so intrigued and wanting to hear these stories. If anybody's willing to reveal, it would be really cool. And if you watch this channel and you don't have any oak trees near you, whether you're, you know, go to a tree and tell me what you pick up on. That's cool too. And if you don't have any trees where you live, and you don't want to touch a cactus because it might get you, just be in nature and sit and tell me what you pick up on. That's cool too. Anyways, so thank you all so much. Appreciate it. You guys are really the heart and soul. You're the drive that continues me to making this channel, because I've had my moments. And all of you guys have really been there through and to the thick and thin of, well, you guys have really been supportive to me and supportive of this channel, and I really do appreciate it. And I'm always learning. I'm always constantly learning from this channel. I've met some wonderful, amazing people. And I'm really looking forward to doing my best to give out the information to you guys, but also to receive a bunch of information from you as well. All right, well, tell me your stories down below. Leave a comment, you know, or send me a personal message if it's too personal. I get it. All right, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and take care. Light here. Oh yeah. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Hey everybody, it's Michael with Bay Area Son of a... They just got a vacuum today. Let's hope they don't bring out the hose because it's going to delay even more. They just decided, right during the moment of me doing this video, Sadie, that they were going to vacuum. Confidence, and I am here with a bunch of dogs barking in the backyard. Once again. Oh my god. Apartment living. One category and then you go into the other, and obviously we've got Jerry Springer outside, some kind of dog show, and my dogs are going nuts, and it's going to create quite a disturbance. It's okay. It's okay. Because you might say I love you. Quiet. 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 Play with your toy. Play with your toy. Oh, is this guy like vacuuming the same room all day long?